In today's economic landscape, it feels like everyone's wallet is stretched a little too thin. Despite working harder than ever, it seems impossible to keep up with the ever-climbing cost of living. Consider this. A recent report found that over the last decade, the average cost of living in the U.S. has surged by nearly 30%, while wages? They've barely budged, inching up by just a hair over 20%. This mismatch is hitting our bank accounts hard, making it feel like we're running on a financial treadmill. Lots of effort, but not getting anywhere. Take Sarah, for instance, a graphic designer from Austin, Texas. Despite nabbing promotions and hopping jobs for higher pay, her savings account hardly knows the difference, thanks to soaring rent and unexpected medical bills. And she's not alone. Many of us are just one car repair or ER visit away from a financial pickle, navigating this tightrope with no safety net below. But it's not all doom and gloom. Recognizing these challenges is the first step on your journey to better financial health. With a sprinkle of savvy budgeting, a dash of informed investing, and a generous helping of debt management, navigating this landscape becomes a whole lot easier. Let's dive into the nitty-gritty together, unraveling the complex web of reasons behind our collective financial squeeze, and more importantly, exploring how you can take control of your financial destiny, one smart move at a time. 1. Stagnant wages versus rising living costs. Imagine this. You land a job that pays $50,000 a year, which sounds decent until you realize that rent for a modest apartment takes a $20,000 chunk out of that. Add in utilities, groceries, and just trying to enjoy a coffee out now and then, and suddenly, you're pinching pennies to make it to the next paycheck. This isn't just a scenario, it's the reality for many Americans. Recent data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics highlights a stark contrast. While consumer prices have jumped significantly in the past year alone, the average wage growth has struggled to keep pace. For instance, the cost of living has surged by about 5% across the board, but wages? They've grown by a mere 3% on average. This discrepancy might not seem huge at first glance, but it adds up, creating a widening gap between what you earn and what you need to live comfortably. Now, meet Emily, a teacher from Colorado. Despite a decade of experience, she juggles side gigs to afford her one-bedroom apartment and student loans. Emily's story isn't unique. It's a reflection of a broader trend where even those in essential professions find it tough to keep up with rising living costs. This gap is not just a number, it's the difference between financial stability and stress, and it's a crucial puzzle piece in understanding why it feels like your money just doesn't go as far as it used to. Explore strategies to stretch your dollar further and advocate for wages that truly reflect the cost of living today. 2. The debt trap. Imagine swiping your credit card for a much-needed car repair, telling yourself you'll pay it off next month. Fast forward a few months, and that bill, along with a few others, has ballooned into a mountain of debt you can't seem to shrink. This scenario is all too common. Recent statistics reveal that the average American household carries over $7,000 in credit card debt alone, not to mention student loans or mortgages. Take Jake, for example. Fresh out of college, he's staring down $30,000 in student loans on top of his credit card debt. Despite landing a job, the bulk of his paycheck goes towards just the minimum payments on his debts, leaving him feeling like he's in a financial hamster wheel. This debt trap isn't just about numbers. It's about the stress and limitations it imposes on your daily life and future plans. Breaking free requires more than just financial discipline. It involves understanding the root causes of your debt and implementing strategic long-term solutions. 3. Poor financial literacy. Did you know that a whopping 63% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, according to a recent survey? Behind this startling statistic often lies a common culprit: a gap in financial literacy. Many of us weren't taught how to budget, save, or invest in school, leaving us to navigate the complex world of personal finance on our own. Take Maria, a bright young professional who landed her first job with a decent salary. Excited, she splurged on a new car and a series of high-end gadgets, not realizing the importance of saving for emergencies or investing for the future. It wasn't until an unexpected job loss that Maria understood the critical need for a financial safety net, something she had never considered before. This lack of financial literacy isn't just about missing out on compound interest. It's about the real-life impact of not knowing how to manage your money effectively. It can mean the difference between financial freedom and a constant struggle to make ends meet. By embracing financial education, you empower yourself to make informed decisions, ensuring a brighter, more secure financial future. 4. The consumerism culture. In a world where the latest iPhone release becomes a national event and social media influencers flaunt luxury lifestyles, it's no wonder consumerism culture has us caught in its grip. A recent study showed that the average American spends approximately $1,497 per month on non-essential items, including dining out, entertainment, and retail therapy. This spending spree is often fueled by the desire to keep up with the Joneses, or nowadays, the Kardashians. Consider Alex, who racks up credit card debt to sport designer brands, believing these purchases will elevate his social status. It's a common trap. The thrill of the buy quickly fades, replaced by the stress of mounting bills. This cycle of buy, regret, repeat not only drains bank accounts, but also detracts from investing in truly fulfilling experiences and financial security. Breaking free from consumerism isn't about cutting all joys from your life. It's about mindful spending. Imagine reallocating that monthly $1,497 towards your goals, be it traveling, starting a business, or building an emergency fund. It's time to redefine what success looks like to you, focusing on long-term happiness and financial well-being. 5. The housing market crisis. Navigating today's housing market feels like being in a boat without a paddle for many Americans. With home prices skyrocketing by over 30% since the pandemic began, according to recent data from the National Association of Realtors, the dream of homeownership is slipping further away for the average Joe and Jane. Rental prices aren't offering any relief either, with a report from Zillow showing a staggering 7% increase in the past year alone, pushing more people to the brink of financial strain. Take the story of Lena and Tom, a young couple excited to buy their first home. Despite saving diligently and having stable jobs, they found themselves outbid time and again in a market where cash offers and bidding wars were the new norms. Like many, they're now reconsidering what home means, exploring alternatives like co-housing and long-term rentals to find stability and community. This housing market crisis isn't just a matter of numbers, it's about the emotional toll of redefining the American dream. But even in this challenging landscape, there are strategies and resources available to navigate these turbulent waters. Whether it's first-time homebuyer programs, exploring new neighborhoods, or adjusting expectations, there's hope and possibility for those willing to adapt and persevere. 6. Healthcare costs. Healthcare costs in the United States are like a high fever that just won't break. A recent study by the Kaiser Family Foundation revealed that the average annual premium for family health insurance coverage has eclipsed $20,000, a number that's more than doubled in the last decade. This doesn't even touch on deductibles, co-pays, and the myriad of out-of-pocket expenses that can blindside you. Imagine Jenna, a freelance graphic designer who, despite being generally healthy, faced a sudden medical emergency. Without employer-sponsored insurance, she was left with a bill that wiped out her savings and forced her onto a payment plan that stretched her finances to the breaking point. Jenna's story is a common refrain, echoing the predicament many Americans find themselves in, choosing between healthcare and financial stability. This healthcare cost crisis isn't just a policy issue, it's a personal finance emergency. It underscores the importance of planning for the unexpected and exploring all available options, such as health savings accounts, HSAs, or marketplace insurance plans. Let's unpack the daunting world of healthcare expenses together, finding ways to manage costs without compromising on the care you deserve. Navigating this complex landscape can be challenging, but armed with the right information and strategies, you can protect both your health and your wallet. 7. The gig economy and job insecurity. The gig economy is booming, with more than 36% of U.S. workers now involved in some form of freelance work, according to recent statistics from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. This shift towards flexible, project-based employment offers freedom and variety, but also brings a significant dose of financial uncertainty and job insecurity. Take Marcus, for example, a talented graphic designer who enjoys the flexibility of freelancing. He loves choosing his projects and setting his schedule, but the irregular income makes budgeting a monthly puzzle. Last December, he was flush with holiday project cash, but by February, his workload had dried up, leaving him scrambling to cover rent and utilities. This new work landscape requires a fresh approach to personal finance, emphasizing emergency funds and income diversification more than ever before. It's not just about surviving the feast or famine cycle, it's about thriving, turning the gig economy's challenges into opportunities for growth and stability. 8. Inadequate social safety nets. In a perfect world, the safety net catches you when you fall. Yet, for many, the reality feels more like a tightrope walk without a net below. Recent data show that nearly 40% of Americans would struggle to cover an unexpected $400 expense, underscoring the fragility of financial security for many. Consider the story of Ella, a single mother of two, who after losing her job during a downturn, found herself navigating a labyrinth of paperwork and eligibility criteria for unemployment benefits. The delay in assistance meant choosing between paying for groceries or keeping the lights on, a decision no one should have to make. This gap in the social safety net isn't just a policy issue, it's a personal crisis happening in real time. It challenges us to rethink how we support the most vulnerable among us, not just in times of economic downturn, but as a permanent fixture of a compassionate society. Building a more robust safety net means advocating for policies that reflect our collective responsibility to each other. 9. Technological displacement. As we sail into the digital age, the waters are choppy for workers navigating the sea of technological displacement. Automation and AI are not just futuristic concepts, but present-day realities reshaping the job market. A recent report from the World Economic Forum predicts that by 2025, automation will displace 85 million jobs globally, while creating 97 million new roles in emerging industries. Consider the case of Michael, a seasoned bank teller who saw his job automated away. Forced to reinvent his career in his late 40s, Michael's story is a testament to resilience, but also highlights the urgent need for skills, adaptation, and lifelong learning. This shift doesn't have to spell doom and gloom. Instead, it's a call to action to future-proof your career through upskilling and reskilling, embracing the fields AI and technology can't touch. The narrative isn't about machines taking over, but finding our place alongside them. You can adapt and thrive in this evolving landscape, turning technological challenges into opportunities for growth and innovation. 10. Economic policies, favoring the wealthy. In a landscape where the rich seem to get richer, economic policies play a pivotal role. A staggering statistic from the Economic Policy Institute highlights that the top 1% of earners have seen their incomes grow by over 200% over the past 4 decades, while the bottom half of earners have experienced a mere 20% growth. This disparity is not just numbers on a page, it's a reflection of policies that often favor wealth accumulation at the top. Imagine Sarah, a hardworking teacher who, despite years of dedication, finds herself grappling with student loans and rising living costs. Meanwhile, billionaires capitalize on tax loopholes and investments that seem to only expand their fortunes. This scenario isn't just unfair, it's a systemic issue that perpetuates inequality. Addressing this challenge doesn't mean vilifying success. It's about advocating for a fair playing field where economic policies support everyone's chance to succeed. Whether it's tax reform, accessible education, or healthcare, the goal is to create an environment where prosperity is a possibility for all. Now, if you want to learn how to achieve financial success, then watch this video next. And if you made it to this point of the video, please like and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.